What's going on, everyone? This is actually my third take right now. The first try, The first try, I went 5 minutes talking, realizing that my microphone was muted. So that was a fun surprise. Second time, I was having technical difficulties because my battery was low, so I had to plug in my computer. So you're probably gonna hear the fans going off in my video, but you're gonna have to deal with it because this is a piece of crap. Anyway, once again, I know I haven't said this before, but for me, I'm saying this once again. The topic today is going to be a quick recap of our race at JFK Airport. Facts about our future races and other Team Blitz activities, and whatever comes to mind. It's gonna be a fun time. Probably not too long because I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy. You know, I'm not really trying to bore people to death. You know, half the time you don't even watch the whole thing anyway. But moving on. So the day started, and I got picked up about 7:30 in the morning. We were on our way to the airport. Got there relatively quickly. You know, barely any traffic. Yada yada yada. It was all good. And then we got there. So me and Meredith get out of the car and we go to get our numbers, get our t-shirts, sign up, register, whatever. So we go inside the building. I don't remember being inside last year. I remember being it outside, unless I have a faulty memory. But we were going inside this year, and there was like no order at all in trying to get these t-shirts or getting your number. It was just complete mass of people. There's no lines. Everyone's just in one place, just trying to get to the same place, and no lines, no order. One guy's yelling at you, get your number, get your shirt, get to the bus. That's it. That was the only instruction we got. But so me and Meredith, being the college-educated people that we are, we found the number table, and there was no lines at the number table. You know, I went right up to my person. I got my number instantly. The t-shirt line was right next to it. You know, it was pretty easy to figure out. Just people very confused. I don't know why. Anyway, we get our gear, we get our numbers, everything. We start leaving, and to get out of here, you had to like meander through like a whole crowd of people, and I mean like you really had to squeeze up to next to people. So we're just squeezing through. And if you don't know who I am, I mean like I'm near 6 feet tall, if not 6 feet tall. So squeezing by isn't really that easy for me anymore. Meredith is like a little squirt, so she can just like easily go through. She's like a mouse. But it's funny, actually by the door, you're getting like pushed and shoved by people. Meredith like gets to the door, and when she opened it, she didn't hold it, so she literally just dropped it on one of the guys, and like she just kept going. Like she was gone. She was like, I'm out. I got my shirt, got my number, I'm out. And she didn't even know. You know, I found it pretty funny because I seen this from behind. This guy got whacked by the door. But moving on. We get ready. We get our Gatorade shoes. We get our last sips of water. We're all moving toward the buses. We're not allowed to bring anything because it is the airport. You know, you got to be safe. You can't bring any bags because that's you know, airport security. You know. So anyway, we get to the buses. And we make it all the way there. No problems. So as we get there, it's the same runway as last year, the same deal, and there's this building, and it's called the snow team. And basically what it is you have these teams that take care of the snow when it snows, like during a blizzard, to clear out the runways so planes can land, planes can take off. And it was really windy that day, you know. It was supposed to be raining, but the rain got delayed to like the next day, and we were thankful for that. But the wind came full force, and you really felt it because it was like 40 degrees, and it felt like at least 29 or 30 degrees. Everyone's up against this building. It looked like we were in like we were getting in like timeout at recess, you know, sit on the wall, you know, that kind of thing. And just like a whole line of people. I thought there was like the line for the bathroom. No, there was only like 2 people in line for bathroom. That was it. Everyone else was just trying to get out of the way of the wind. So we go to the bathroom line, and if you looked at our live video, I said that there were 2 intrusions, and they weren't us, but we witnessed people because people just cut the line. They didn't know there was a line, and people don't know how to lock the porta potty doors. And if you know how they work, you just slide the thing, and on the paper it says occupied or not occupied. You know, it's like green or red. Some people don't know how to do it, so it's just green. Now people online, they see that someone went in, so they're like, okay, we'll just let them go. People who just cut the line, they don't know who's in there, so they try to go in and boop, look at that, there's a person taking a shit. No, not really. I don't know, maybe actually, but who knows. So that was a pretty funny thing. We're getting ready, and everyone's trying to stay warm, and it's actually pretty hard to do that. So instead of like stretching like 5-10 minutes before, I decided to do is like a long stretch just to keep warm for about 20 minutes before the race. So I'm going. All of a sudden, I see this like camera guy just like aiming his camera right at me as I'm stretching, and I'm like, what is he doing? Meredith doesn't see him. Christina's right there. She's like, turn around. There's a camera. I'm mad. And Meredith still didn't notice until like 5 minutes after the fact of the matter, where we told her. I've still yet to see that picture, so I don't know what that guy's intention was. I don't know if he was with the race, because I don't know where that picture is, you know. But I felt kind of famous at the moment, so I'm pretty proud of that part of me. Anyway, we're heading over to the race, and the wind really picks up, you know. You're starting to feel the chill, because I took off my hoodie. Meredith ran with her jacket on, but I didn't want to do that. That was a bad decision on my part, because I really felt it for like the first mile. Anyway, we're in this crowd of people. Lots of them are like blocking the wind, so it felt great. So the start goes off. We're all running. Everything is going on. And you make that first like right turn. You don't really feel the wind, but as soon as you get onto the runway, you get like slapped in the face with this wind. It is like full force of wind. Like, I'm listening to music right here, you know. I love running, listening to music. So first, I had to grab on to my wires because they kept falling out. So I had to make sure that it wouldn't get caught in the wind. So I'm running like this the whole time with my wires in my hand and everything. But like, I had to turn this thing up on full blast because this wind was so loud. Like, I couldn't hear anything. Usually you hear people's feet like pattering on like the ground. You hear people like breathing really heavily or whatever. I didn't hear any of that. I couldn't even hear myself breathing, let alone my music. So I'm blasting this stuff going, and I'm running through this first mile, and they have like the mile markers for each of the 3 miles, and I'm looking for this first mile. Like, I was like, I really want to get out of this race because it was freaking freezing, you know. Anyway, my stories are like who I saw during the race that kind of entertained me, because you have all these people. Like last year we had the people with the giant American flag just running the whole race, and I was like, that was pretty cool. But this year I actually see I'm passing by like these people, you know, like all the people who ran in front of me, but they're slower than me and catching up to the front. And I see this mom and her 2 kids, and I see this I swear to God, the 2 kids are like crying. And so like I mute my music for a second and slow down just to hear what they're saying, and they're like crying. They're like, I don't want to race anymore. It's too cold. And they were literally crying tears. Like I felt so bad for them. And the mom was just standing there like, what do I do? You know, like I don't want to just cut in front, you know. And so I just ran right by him, you know. Like I can't really do anything in that case. I really didn't care. I just found it pretty funny that they didn't even make it like half a mile before they decided to quit. But it keeps going on. Wind is coming full at your face the first half of the race, and it was like, wow, why am I doing this? Like I said before. So we're going, and then eventually my body starts warming up. I'm running through the race. I see the first mile sign. I'm like, great, 1 mile down. And like, I don't feel anything in my body at this point. You know, my legs are like exhausted. My breathing is just like erratic. I didn't know how to go about this race. I was just really just trying to survive 3 miles and just get back to the finish line, put on my jacket so we can go home because it was freaking freezing. Anyway, we get to the turn, and of course at the end of the turn there's like this giant Delta airplane. They just park it there, you know. It's a cool little prop they do. People stop, take pictures with it and everything. I don't do it, you know. I'm trying to get my best time. I'm also trying to, you know, get out of the cold. And so I go around and is the feeling that that I felt once I made that turn was absolutely incredible. You know, it's like taking the weight of the world off your shoulders and just like throwing it into a dumpster because you feel like you just lost like 50 pounds running. You know, you have this wind going at you while you're running, and it's like slapping you in the face, and it's like kicking you while you're down, making you suffer through this race. It's making kids cry, making moms suffer because their kids are crying. But like, it just felt so good. It felt amazing turning right there because it felt like you literally lost 50 pounds. I felt like I was like 10 pounds at the time I made that turn. Like, I was flying across this. So I reached I don't know if I reached 2 miles. No. I first see Mary Beth, and we do our casual high five, and I scream at her. I'm like, the wind is at your back. And Mary Beth didn't hear me, but the guy next to her heard me. And he was like, oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Mary Beth apparently said that's what he said. And I was like, okay. So Mary Beth told me I'm not really, I should just stop yelling things at races because, I don't know, she doesn't hear them, but other people do, and I just make them suffer from what I say. But that wind to your back really helped so much. I enjoyed it very much. And like, I wanted to see the split time, but I never did because the second half of the race was definitely faster. So anyway, you're going back. I passed the 3 mile mark, and we're in the stretch, and you do this little right turn, and then you go back into the left. So once you make that right turn, the wind is right back in your face again, and you instantly slow down. You have that resistance back at you, and it's right at the end of the race when you just want to finish. You're out of energy, and it just gives you another challenge. But you just have to fight through it, you know. Make the left turn, winds to your back, and you just sprint. You just sprint, get it over with, and it was a great race, you know. It wasn't my best race. It was actually, I think it was my worst. My worst race since the first race I ever did, which was the Hans Family Foundation run in 2014, I think it was. Yeah, something like that. But the first race I did, I went just a shade over 24 minutes, and I mean, I'm not trying to say like, I'm not trying to make excuses or anything, but that wind was killer. I ran so much slower on the first like half of the race because there's wind just pounding at you head on, you know. I enjoyed the race. Mary Beth enjoyed the race. We get onto the bus, we leave, everything's great, tip top, whatever. I didn't place. I placed 5th in my age group. I think I did 50th in my age, not my age, my gender, and 121st out of 1160. So, you know, top 10%. You know, something to definitely be proud of, especially considering the conditions. But I mean, this race, you know, it was hard just for the conditions. My hand actually went numb, and I'm running right here, and I feel my hand going numb. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, this is it. This is how I'm just gonna die. You know, like I was like, I'm gonna die running a race where like I just want to finish. But you know, I just had to shake my hand out, and eventually blood started running to it again. I felt good, finished the race. And probably gonna be back there next year. It's definitely a fun race. You know, it's flat. It's supposed to be fast when there's not wind. My computer just went down again. Sorry, but yeah, it was a good race. I enjoyed it. I said that about 3 times already. In terms of like future races, the UAE 10K, which is actually 3 more miles than a regular 5K. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't sign up for the race. I had stuff going on, and then registration filled up. So she's running this one on her own. Just like me doing Tunnels to Towers by myself, she's going to do this one by herself. And of course, we have our home opener at Hans Family coming up in May. They do have the date for it coming up. I don't know exactly what day it is, but I'll find out for you right now because I have my smart cellular phone. And let's find out where this is. Not where, I know exactly where it is. It's going to be on Saturday, May 19th, 2018. So if you guys want to join us for this race, you know, it's a great day. There's a family fun day afterwards. So plenty of stuff to do. There's raffles. There's like bouncy houses for kids. You get to have hot dogs, hamburgers at the barbecue, and like you just enjoy a race. You can walk or run a mile or walk or run a 5K race, and we'll all be there. We're always there. That's our favorite race to do. So in terms of Team Blitz, that's pretty much all we have today. You know, I'm sorry about the bad storytelling. I'm not really going to edit this video because I'm too lazy. I don't want to do that. So you're going to enjoy a nice near 20-minute video. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, as always, you can always just private message us, text us, call us, email us, because we do have our email. I forgot what it was. I'm not going to look it up right now. I think it's like teamblitz2014@gmail.com. Don't quote me. You got to look back at the last video. We have our Instagram account, which is actually at teamblitz2014, which is the year that our team was founded. This is our 5th year, season 5, as you can see. And we're really excited about that, actually. And we cannot wait for that home opener because, like we said, it's our favorite race to do. This is going to go live on Team Blitz, Team Blitz's Facebook page. So all of you out there, in Christina's way of saying it, in our Facebook world, you can watch this video as soon as I post it. If you don't want to watch it on Facebook, you'd rather watch it on YouTube, go ahead. I'm about to post it there as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you share the page with your family and friends, because the more the merrier. We'll have more fun. And hopefully you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.